We're coming up to the end of the year in 2023, which means there are going to be some awards going on in the gaming industry. And one of them is going to be the Game Awards Players' Voice voting that takes place to determine the Game of the Year in 2023 based on fan voting. So I thought for fun to interact with all of you here on the channel, I would go through this and vote for my votes and then talk you through the process of what's going on. I'll also link to this down below if you would like to participate and all that to pull this up on your end. But in terms of this first page here that's going on, what it does is it says, which is your favorite game of the year? Player's Voice is a 100% fan voted award across 3 different rounds. Vote for one game in this round. So right here we've got Cyberpunk, Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, and then also Genshin Impact. So in terms of our first kind of game production here within Fateless games, Genshin Impact would be the one that is most relatable to what we're currently working on internally. But all of these really good games, obviously. Cyberpunk has been a really good redemption story. It was a little bit underwhelming when it first came out, but since then they've been working hard on it over there at CD Projekt Red, and they've mostly redeemed themselves, and it's really on the uptick, and it kind of bucked the trend. Usually when games come out, they have their peak and then they crash, but Cyberpunk had its peak on release and then it crashed, and then they set a new high down the road, which almost never happens. So I gotta shout that out and give them props for that over there at CD Projekt Red. I would probably go with Baldur's Gate 3 here, though. Even though these are all great games and they're all worth playing and trying out, I would go for Baldur's Gate and then submit that one right there. And then after you do that, it will say that your vote was submitted and the winner will be announced on the 7th of Thursday. And I don't know if that's going to be the end of the rounds or if there'll be another one after that, but it could be the last one because up top it says time left, 1 day and 4 hours. But then also over on the Fateless community tab, we did have a poll a few days ago talking about how Baldur's Gate 3 was currently leading the 2023 Players' Voice Awards. And based on kind of those pages that you saw me voting on here in the video, Baldur's Gate 3 was leading the voting, and we asked if you agree or disagree with that here in the Fateless YouTube community. And it was 80-20. So it's looking like, by all accounts, unless something crazy happens, Baldur's Gate 3 is probably going to be winning a lot of gaming awards in 2023. And right here on that poll, we included a link to the full breakdown of what the voting was after round 1. You just saw me participate in round 3 on the website, but you can see how this was going to be eliminating it down to certain games. On the poll that I just voted on, you had BG3, Cyberpunk, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and then it also included Genshin Impact in there down at 11. So maybe Genshin Impact really slid up the board there in round 2, because the breakdown that was included in the polling that we were doing on the community tab was this round 1 breakdown of the results. And you can see it's not really all that close. You've got the 8.76 there at BG3, and then everything else is like 6, 5, and there's nothing even in the upper 6s or 7s, and BG3 is almost 9. So I don't really see anything making up the difference. It's looking like Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna be the champion of the 2023 Players' Voice Awards. And then some of the other stuff that stands out to me on this, Hogwarts Legacy up there at number 10. I expected that to be a little bit higher at maybe like 6 or 7. I remember that was a super hyped up, much discussed game going on in the community. Armored Core has been one I've heard a lot about. Genshin Impact is a few years old at this point, so really impressive that it's up there at number 11. And then Minecraft, look at that. I mean, how old is Minecraft? It's got to be like 15 years at this point. I want to say it was like 08, 09 is when Minecraft was happening. So yeah, still up there in the top 15 years later. I would say Starfield has got to be disappointed with being number 18. They were hoping to have like a Skyrim level release, and if Skyrim would have come out this year, it probably would have been up there in the top 3 competing for those spots. And then also Diablo 4 has got to be disappointed with number 22. Diablo 4 was a very financially successful launch. They made a bunch of money for Blizzard over there, and it definitely made enough money to justify a long-term development cycle and support for years to come with probably 2 expansion packs. But I would say those 2 have got to be very underwhelming with their placing here, with Starfield at 18 and Diablo 4 at 22. Then you've got other big titles here. I mean, League of Legends, Valorant, GTA Online, Apex, a lot of those like staples over the long haul that are still holding strong there in like the 20 to 30 range. And I know for me personally, I'm going to need to go through and try to play a few of these, because I've probably only played like a third, maybe like 10 out of these 30. I would like to play, 20, 25 of these over the course of the next 6 months or so, and at least get to all of these. But most of the ones that are high ranked, BG3, Cyberpunk, and stuff like that, I did at least play through a little bit or get the main grasp of. I've played a lot of Minecraft and some of these other ones that are still highly ranked. I played a ton of Diablo 4, but haven't gotten to Starfield yet. But yeah, I want to get to a point where I've tried out about 20 of these instead of just like 10. And we do also want to start doing videos here at Fateless where we do like live streams or videos where we hang out and play some of these games that are more popular, and just get a few of us together here in the Fateless team and have a casual hangout playing some of these hyped up games, or even some old school games where we can hang out and interact with all of you and do like a live chat where we play for a few hours. So that is something we are also theory crafting on, setting up on the back end as we move into 2024 with more ways to engage with all of you. So yeah, let us know down below where you agree, where you disagree, what games are rated too low, what games are rated too high. It's always fun to interact with the community and see where your thoughts are as well. So that'll do it for me on this one. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.